Welcome to another edition of your Promotability Factor on Thanksgiving week. For many of you guys who are watching me in the US, I actually went out of town last weekend. We had a preemptive Thanksgiving, fully masked and outside, but it was really wonderful to at least see my family and celebrate a little bit before out here in California we get shut down again. So I wish you all a very special and very wonderful Thanksgiving. And today I'm actually going to be answering a question for you guys. So I wanted to share this. This actually came from Ivan, and he said, how to identify who are the C-suite members you should reach out to? Excellent question. And I'm going to show you today exactly how to identify those key players that you should build connections with and reach out to, as Ivan mentioned. So who am I? My name is Stacey Mayer, and I'm from Stacey Mayer Coaching, and I coach corporate managers to get promoted into senior executive leadership positions. And I am on a mission to bring more diversity to the leadership table by getting 1,000 corporate managers promoted each and every year worldwide. So if you're listening to me today, then you might be one of my next success stories. So on your promotability factor, what I do is actually answer your specific questions. So if you're a corporate leader, I want you to shoot me a DM or write a comment here in the comment section and let me know what's coming up for you. What are your questions? And I will answer them for you live in this broadcast. So just like Ivan said, he wants to know who those key C-suite players are, those people that he should make sure that he makes connections with. And whatever your question is, I will answer that here. So I first want to clarify his question. So he said, who are those key C-suite executives that I should reach out to? And so I want to tell you what I am actually answering, which is not as much like reach out to, but who are those key players that you want to build a relationship with? So who are those C-suite executives that you want to make sure that you know and that you're cultivating relationships with? Now, I want to first also say why we're even doing this. So many people focus on their boss, right? And making sure that their boss is happy. And one of the challenges with only focusing on your boss is if your boss leaves, that would be bad. So you have a really strong relationship with your boss, but the leadership team doesn't know your name. Another reason why it's bad is because let's say you are up for a promotion opportunity and your boss is very supportive of you and wants to put you up for promotion. If the senior executive staff doesn't know your name or really know what you're capable of, and especially for those higher level positions like VP level and above, you have to have the support of the leadership team. So you have to have more people than just your boss on your side. And the third thing is the reason why it's not great just to focus on your boss is because your boss may have bias towards you, right? So your boss may send you down rabbit holes and may have nothing to do with how you can actually get promoted. Like there's just so many things that could happen. Now, on the other side, the fastest way to get yourself promoted into a senior executive leadership position is to have your boss's boss on your side. So imagine, think of it this way. If your boss's boss really loves you and is constantly pushing really high profile projects your way and is really looking out for you and telling your boss how great you are, that is going to get you promoted twice as fast as no matter what your boss thinks of you. So now our goal here is not just to have this amazing title change. I get that, but we need to be in the position that we can excel at. And sometimes that does mean that we need a seat at the table, that we need that higher level of recognition so that we can actually do the job that we were meant to do at our particular organizations. So to answer Ivan's question even more specifically, which is how do we identify those key players, those people? The first thing that I want you to do is to think about where you want to be long-term. So not the next promotion, but not even the promotion after that, but like the third promotion. So let's think like really long term. So what type of role, and let's just stay internally right now, like at our organization, but we could also look externally, is who are those people when I am a senior vice president, when I am a CFO, who are those people that I'm going to be talking to on a regular basis? So who are those people, those influencers, those people at that C-suite level that I'm going to be working very closely with? So that's your first answer to your question is, who are the people when you 3x your vision that you're going to have regular relationships with? Start building those relationships right now, today. So that's the first part. The second thing is, who are those influencers at your company? So it's really interesting, but a lot of people, regardless of their title, have very little influence at the organization. Even a CEO can potentially have very little influence, especially if it's a larger company and they really could have very little to do with whether or not you get promoted or not. So really think about, who are those influencers? Who are those people who make stuff happen? And the way that you can do that is to really ask yourself, like somebody who got promoted or got some really cool project that you wish you had recently, who was the person who made that happen? Right? So that's the second way that you can identify who those C-suite executives are that you need to build relationships with. And the third thing I want you to do is think about who you want to emulate. So who are those people at your organization that you actually really like? Who are the people that you admire their leadership style? That leadership style doesn't have to be like yours. Actually, it's probably preferable if it's very different than your leadership style. But really, who are those people that you just like being around? So a lot of women and minority men will find themselves getting mentors and building relationships with people who look like them. And I think that's a great place to start, right? Because it feels easier, right? It's like I can connect with this person because they are a lot like me. So I'm just saying that you don't have to limit it there, but if that's a great place for you to start, especially when we're thinking about higher level executives, where we might have that little voice in our head that says they're too busy, or, they have other things going on, right? And they don't have time to meet with me. So sometimes when they're a little bit closer to home or they're more like us, then it's easier to reach out to them. So Ivan, I hope that this answers your question, and anybody watching, I hope it's helpful for you. The three ways that you're going to identify who those C-suite executives are that you should start building relationships with, not just reaching out to. This is like, we're in this for the long game, right? Is number one, when I 3x my vision, when I think long-term, who are those people that I really would have relationships with? Number two, who are the influencers at my organization? And number three, who are the people that I really admire and just kind of want to learn from and be like and emulate? So that's the way that you're going to identify. And then there's this whole other series about, what do we talk to them about? How do we actually get on their calendar? How do we develop that relationship? So I might address that question. If that's interesting to you and you want to know more about it, definitely put it in the chat and let me know, because I would love to answer questions that are actually relevant to you, so that we can make sure that we all support each other to get ourselves, as a collective ourselves, promoted into higher level leadership positions, so that in fact we can change the face of the leadership table. Another way that I'm doing that is through my executive group coaching program. And so I'm going to type the URL here in the chat. You can check that out. So Executive Ahead of Time is a 6-week coaching intensive, and I'm starting the next cohort in January. So you can go to that website, executiveaheadoftime.com, and get on the wait list, and you'll be the first to notify. I'm also offering exclusive discounts to everybody on the wait list. So make sure that you're a part of that, and then you'll be the first to know in January. But what is Executive Ahead of Time? So right now I'm leading a group of amazing corporate leaders through this program. And basically what they're doing is they're learning how to become executives. Who are those people they need to build relationships? What do they talk to them about? What is expected of them at that higher leadership level? And they're learning how to do all of that right now, so that they can really set themselves up for that next promotion. They're also learning and discovering what is getting in their way, right? Why they're not able to pull themselves out of the weeds, why they have such a hard time getting buy-in from senior executives. So we're investigating all of that, and it's an incredible cohort where you get to learn as well from the other people in the group. So you get an amazing group of other executives that you can also learn from. So definitely check it out. Put your name on the wait list. And otherwise, I'll be back here after Thanksgiving with another episode of your promotability factors. So make sure you let me know what your questions are so that we can get them answered. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.